Hello everyone, and welcome back to Battle of the Bangers Season 2. I am your host. My name is Tyler, and of course, I am joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we have the lovely t-shirt wearing Kyle Steinley. I could not come up with anything clever today. I'm so sorry.
I thought your bit was that you were going to call me lovely and not remember my name, and that was what the pause was. Lovely Todd.
Todd.
I was the best man at your wedding, and I never actually knew your name. We were just
that guy.
It's really awkward. It had to come up this way, but yeah, we were never formally introduced.
Appreciate the lovely. Either way.
But we are here today with another heated matchup between two of the top 8 most streamed swancore bands, other than DGD, because that wouldn't be fair. So let's take a look here at the bracket. Last week, we had Secret Band get their skull kicked in by Hail the Sun pretty unanimously. It's a sad sight. But today, we have two bands that I think are very, very close, and I don't want either of them to lose. This is going to suck, but we have Royal Coda at the number 4 seed versus Dwellings at the number 5 seed. Two bands that I have admittedly kind of slept on until recently. I knew of them. I had heard songs from them. I enjoyed them both, but I never really went out of my way to listen to them a lot. In preparation for this battle, I listened to them a ton, and I'm very sad that one of them has to be eliminated right off the bat. This kind of sucks. I am a big fan of both of these bands. Both very, very, very big powerhouse swancore peeps. They do such a good job in such different ways. Which band do we want to start off with first? Who do we want to dive into first? Brennan, I'll let you decide, because I always let you go first.
I think at this point,
let's start off into Dwellings.
Let's do it,
because I feel like Royal Coda is more of the household name in this department.
That is fair, yeah.
Dwellings is a band. I feel. So if I were to compare these two bands, I feel like Royal Coda has the edge instrumentally, while Dwellings, I feel like their vocalist has a little bit more vocal ability. Not talking shit on Kurt Travis. Kurt Travis is more experimental. He'll try different things, and he'll throw different patterns and ways of putting out his vocals. While the dude from Dwellings, I don't know his name. I feel bad about that, but it seems like just his raw vocal range, especially his ability to hit higher stuff, it's a little bit more effortless for him. While with Kurt Travis, you kind of feel him really trying sometimes. I feel like Dwellings as a band is very cohesive and very they're all on the same page, it seems like. And their record Lavender Town kind of proves that, because each track you can tell it's it's crafted, everything's just one big cohesive piece from top to bottom. And they're good. They're really good. They're a band that I kind of slept on. I mean, this past week I've been listening to them a pretty good bit. But man, Royal Coda is no slouch.
I know. I feel
Dwellings.
Both bands. I kind of like that point that you kind of made, where you think that Dwellings vocalist kind of has more vocal ability. I don't know if I necessarily fully agree, but I can definitely see where you're coming from. I think that instrumentally, honestly, both bands are very close in my eyes. I think they both approach song structure in really cool ways. They're not identical, but I think that they definitely are both very similar in sound, the way that they kind of have little cool little ditties in each of the songs that you aren't really expecting. Not nearly to the degree that Dance Gavin Dance does it, Sorry, I had a stroke there. It happens sometimes. But I think that it's really cool how you'll just be vibing along with it, and all of a sudden they'll just kind of switch it up on you, and there's like a whole new fun little groove in there, and it's just, I respect both bands so much. I think they're both so freaking talented, and specifically with Dwellings, I think they have some of the catchiest riffs, you know, that I've heard in a minute. Like, some of the shit that they come up with is just so good, especially the last single they put out in 2019, the Pick Up Before You Go, I think it's called. Like, that is just a fucking vibe from start to finish. Like, I love it so much. It gets stuck in my head. I don't want to get rid of either of these bands. Kyle, what do you think of both of these bands, specifically Dwellings, I guess?
Yeah. We've stumbled upon the first I didn't know of. Dwellings, baby. Didn't really know anything about them. Tyler was like, let's do this idea, and then he sent me the list, and I was like, who the fuck's that? And so yeah, I checked out Dwellings for the first time this week. And they were really good. I was mad impressed. I really feel like everything you guys said, I really do agree with. The more I've listened, kind of going off like the vocal comparison thing, first of all, as of recently with listening to Kurt Travis and Gold Necklace, that leads me to believe it is pretty neck and neck. But before that, I probably would have said that I would have agreed with you that the guy from Dwellings probably takes the edge in the vocal duel. But damn, does Kurt Travis have some crazy vocals on that Gold Necklace album. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But specifically in this comparison, like with these two bands, probably would also lean towards Dwellings guy. Overall, though, I feel like this band really knows how to like just do some like really simple, great sounding things and then randomly throw in just this really cool little riff or like this cool little turn that you're not really expecting that has this moment of like a lot of intricacy into another really awesome, simple thing. And it's really impressive. Like, I feel like everything they put out there is just like this really awesome vibe, intricate moment into another vibe. And then it just kind of like rides it out. And I really love it. It was really fun. I don't really have that much more to say about Dwellings just because I don't have that much track record with them. Other than like, I definitely agree that most recent single is a fucking pop. Oh, yeah. I literally, I'm listening to like re-listening to some stuff today. And I got to that single and I listened to it like 4 times because I was just like, I can't stop. It's just so tasty. But speaking of most recent singles though, Even If is also a wildly tasty single.
Yes, that is also very true. That is very, very true.
I don't know. I can go into Royal Coda if you want. I mean, you want to like just swing back around?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good segue. I'll let you just keep on rolling.
I'm down. Royal Coda is just a band that I've never really gotten on board with. I've always like known about them. I've always just like randomly jammed to like one song here or there from them. Much like a Hail the Sun kind of thing where I had their music saved. It shows up, I really enjoy it, and I move on. But damn, doing this deep dive, whoa. Like, some of this music that they've been putting out is crazy, especially from this most recent album, Compassion. Woo! I don't know what it is, man, but that group of guys together just know how to make some crazy shit. And it's not, like, I think saying that they're pretty similar in, like, instrumental, you know, stuff in general. I don't know how exactly you guys said it, but it was pretty legit. Like, they both are not, they like do something really awesome and not afraid to just throw these random like riffs or whatever in. And so I actually think this matchup's really great. The thing that I give Royal Coda the edge for though, just from listening to 2 of them back to back today and this last week, is Royal Coda doesn't seem to be as afraid to try something fucking crazy. Like, just throw in, like, this cool layering thing, really go out of the box with something, like, just, like, jumping all over keys, whatever it may be. I feel like Royal Coda is just, like, really willing to just, like, try something, and I haven't seen a time where it hasn't worked yet. Like, it really, like, every time that they try to do some crazy thing where, like, the last chorus, maybe Kurt Travis is like, singing, like, 4 times over different parts, and it sounds fantastic. That's something I never see in Dwellings, is that kind of layering, really. You know, like, it's like those level, like, little extra cherries on top, the little extra garnish, that kind of thing makes me want to go back and listen to Royal Coda right now. Versus, I will be down to listen to Dwellings again after I listen to Royal Coda again, because that kind of shit that I just randomly hear that they go for, ooh, that's what I'm here for. That's the things that I love in DGD. In a lot of these bands, and that's the thing that I fucking love from Royal Coda. Like, it's so fucking tasty. I'm curious to know what you guys think of Royal Coda, though, because over time, I feel like we've just generally been like, Royal Coda's good. Like, we've never really dove into them much.
I feel
just
like we've undersold them a lot in the past.
Yeah.
Brennan, I'll let you go before I say what I want to say. So,
I think the reason why I believe Royal Coda has the edge instrumentally, and for me, it's a pretty firm edge.
Is it because of Will Swan and Sergio Medina?
Well, I mean, not simply just because they're in the band, but I mean, definitely not just because they're in it. But like when you listen to it, you hear them like complement each other like extremely well. Like even like listen to Even If, like, you know, you have these different guitar tracks doing different things, but how they're able to like truly like mend and like mesh with each other to bring you like the overall sound. Like that shit stomps on Dwellings all day, like instrumentally. Like Dwellings, you know, they're more of like basic, like not basic song structure, but like how they're presenting the songs kind of basic, and then okay, intricate lick or like a little riff here. Well, like listening to Royal Coda, like Will Swan and Sergio Medina, they're like pretty much shredding and like throwing all sorts of like crazy like fucking like Guitar Hero fucking tracks at you. But like with how it like sounds and how it like, you know, all like coalesces and like comes together with like Kurt Travis's like vocal, like not necessarily like his ability, but like how he's like able to present things, I think is just like totally a better package, like all together, because you have just like wild shit coming together to bring it all like, you know, front stage. So I mean, for me, like Royal Coda's instrumentals are just like fucking way better.
That's fair.
But
a point I kind of wanted to bring up just to kind of piggyback off that, because I don't even really know how to like specifically phrase this, but I guess like I feel like it's sort of impressive that Dwellings manages to like get close to that level when they're kind of like a newer, younger band, whereas Royal Coda is kind of like a mix of very talented like big name people in the scene. Sure. So like, do you guys think that holds any weight, being the fact that they are kind of just like a group? Dwellings is kind of just like a group of new dudes to the scene, whereas, you know, Royal Coda is a bunch of veterans. Like, do you think that factors in to this matchup at all?
It gives me a lot more respect for them and makes this like a lot more difficult of a decision personally. But at the same time, kind of going off what Brennan said as well, like when Royal Coda makes this music in this genre, they're able to like have this one idea, and then another idea comes in and it like meshes with it perfectly, and then Kurt Travis starts singing, and then 3 more Kurt Travises come over top of him, and this is all happening at the same time, and it's just this really cool thing, and then they randomly throw in a cool lick, and it's like, whoa. On the other side of it, Dwellings is able to make these really cool moments happen, but it's like the vocalist is having this cool thing while there's something else neat happening. And then if the guitar comes up to do something cool, usually the voice drops off, and now the guitar is like the front thing, you know? Like, they can have these cool moments, it's just not all at the same time and like really complex like Royal Coda can do. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's even close is wildly impressive to me. Like, I can vibe with Dwellings, and I didn't expect that just off of like, after listening to a couple of their songs. I was just mad impressed with it. But I just feel like that experience, I think Will Swan's just a fucking like psychedelic wizard. Like, I feel like he's just like, I don't know what it is that his brain just goes forever. It feels like he just doesn't stop making these crazy awesome musical riffs and shit. It's awesome. I respect it. I feel like it's really close, but it doesn't change the fact that I feel like when I listen to Royal Coda, it's just a step above.
And I am kind of in that camp as well. I think the more we talk about it, you bring up a lot of good points. Do you think we're ready to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you both voting for Royal Coda?
Yeah.
I think this is a total mismatch simply because one band does things that are cool that, yes, I mean, like I said before, I mean, you can tell they put a lot of work into it and it's crafted, but Royal Coda is able to make all of these things happen at once, Like literally, it seems like how much shit can we possibly pack into this song? And it sounds incredible. So Royal Coda by a landslide for me.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Royal Coda
no
by a
disrespect to
foot for me.
Dwellings. I mean, I love Dwellings, but it's like, I mean, just like musically, it's a mismatch.
I can see that. And I think that goes even more to like saying how impressive Dwellings is. Like, especially like you said, like newer people in the scene and everything. The fact that I'm kind of like on a little bit more on the fence about it than I originally thought I was, is a big step in the right direction for them. I'm honestly, I really want them to release more music. What's the most recent thing is a single from 2019, and before that was an album from 2018. Yeah. Make something else. Please put out another album. Because like, what if they have gotten enough experience at this point that they're like, oh shit, and they start doing this cool layering shit. Like they start dabbling into that. Mm-hmm. Then we've got a fucking competition here. That's what I want to see. Really bad.
I really hope that there's like no veteran people in that band that I just like didn't know about, because that's going to be really awkward. So, fucking light me up in the comments below if I fuck that up, I guess. But Royal Coda is going to be moving on to the semifinals, where it will take on Hail the Sun in a few weeks when we get to that point. But obviously next week we are going to continue with the preliminary rounds, and we are going to have the third Will Swan led band in a row in a match. It's going to be Swancore versus Idola, and that's going to be quite the interesting match, I'm sure. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to the Talks a Lot Boys. Ring the bell. Make sure you get notified when that drops, and then you can be right there and witness it the very second that hits the internet waves. Also, you can like the video if you liked it. That really does help out a lot. And make sure to comment below and let us know what you thought of this matchup. Do you think that Royal Coda absolutely smokes Dwellings? Is Dwellings your favorite band? Or have you never heard of either of these bands? Let us know in the comments below, and we're very interested to hear your opinions. But until next time, we have been the Talks a Lot Boys, and we will talk a whole lot more next time. Bye!